Young Life is just not your typical ministry. I mean, it's adults, caring adults, seeking kids that have never heard about Jesus, kids on the fringes like young moms and dads, gang members, kids who are homeless. Who else is going into those spaces?
Before Young Life, I was an angry, broken mom who felt like I didn't have a purpose.
Hi everyone, I'm so happy to see all you guys here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Yvette. I'm a mentor. I'm a mom of 3 boys, but I was also a teen mom. My oldest son, Brian, that's volunteering. I had him when I was a teenager. There was a season in my life where I wasn't interested in Jesus for myself, but I wanted Jesus for my kids.
So I started being curious about Young Lives after my son, he volunteered for their Easter brunch.
So one of the teen moms was speaking, and I thought, wow, these ladies have like kids at my mom's age. Like maybe my mom can get involved.
And he came home and he's like, Mom, I helped all these teen moms. I made pancakes and I really think you should check it out. You were a teen mom and I feel like you could be a positive role model for them. In the beginning, I was a little bit skeptical because I was still learning about Young Life. So I checked it out and I was instantly hooked. I loved every single girl that I met and I just wanted to keep coming back. I have 2 other boys. Dominic, he is 10. He's on the spectrum, so life is kind of hard, but he's full of love. And Kai, he just turned 2. Kai is a firecracker. That boy keeps me on my toes. I really wanted Brian to have not only a positive role model, but Jesus in his life. I was born in San Diego. I'm the oldest of 7, and my mom was a single mom. When I was 2 years old, my dad went to prison for gun violence. So unfortunately, I grew up without a dad. And growing up, it was really hard. My siblings ended up going to Monarch School in downtown San Diego, and that's where they heard about Young Life. I see my brother when I drive downtown. I see him on the street sometimes high on fentanyl, and sometimes I picture my son, and I don't want that life for him.
I met Yvette through a phone call, and she really wanted to get her son plugged in to Young Life. And so I invited her to bring her son to our church youth group. And she would just drop him off. And I didn't really see her after that for a couple of months. But I would see her son every Wednesday night for youth group or every Sunday. And I was like, where's your mom?
I would literally sit in my car and just scroll on the phone on TikTok. And one day I was sitting in my car and Luma comes to my door.
And I knocked on the window and I was like, girl, get inside. Like, what are we doing out here?
I ended up going, and I remember just sitting there in church just bawling, and I felt like I belonged, and that was what I was missing. Like, I knew I was missing something, but I wasn't sure what it was until I entered that church.
She started coming to church every single Sunday with her son and her family. And then I started to really get to know who Yvette was, and then discover she's this incredible servant leader. Brian is such an influence on his mom. I mean, I think Brian is the reason that Yvette is in this ministry, because he comes, he's involved, and she's hoping the best for her son, which is what any mom would want. But now it's like, nah, God has a plan for you too, Yvette.
If you see Brian now, you would never believe that he was once so angry, and this kid that would vape and yell and cuss, he's a completely changed kid. I feel like it's changed not only his life, but also his siblings, because he's a positive role model for Kai and Dominic.
If I had to pick like one kid who I was like, this is definitely going to become a leader once they get older, it's Brian. I feel like he's already in the mode of like giving, and he's only like in 8th grade when I met him, you know? I mean, it kind of makes sense because you look at his mom, and that's his like role model.
I felt Young Life helped my mom become happier and more calm, and just overall become a better person.
My goal is to stay on Young Life as a full-time staff, to be able to continue to pour into these girls.
I have seen God's hand transform students time and time again. It just never gets old. Kids who've never been seen are going to be seen. Kids who feel like nobody loves them are going to experience the love for the first time. We've grown so much that we have to sustain the growth. And if we want to get into areas of El Cajon, if we want to get to the next school in Spring Valley, if we want to get to Southwestern College, which is next on our map, we're also starting a ministry for kids with disabilities called Capernaum. Those are all the next things on our next 5-year plan. In order to do that, we would need more funding. That's where we get to dream. Next school, next ministry, next student. And when that student's transformed, their families are transformed. And when their families are transformed, then generations to come are transformed. Communities are transformed. Neighborhoods, job places. And so it's this incredible ripple effect of what one kid being transformed by Jesus because of the ability to be in that space with that student means generations to come are transformed. The ripple effect is powerful.
I love every little thing but you.